Good, happy Friday morning, April 17, 2020. I'm Riley King, and welcome to this morning edition of Good Morning, New Hampshire. It is Friday, and rise and shine, everyone. Let's get this morning edition of Good Morning, New Hampshire off to a good start. We have a little bit of everything for everyone in this program. So let's begin with your news. We're going to start with local news first. So sit back, relax, and enjoy some Good Morning, New Hampshire. Grab your cup of coffee. Let's begin with the local news right now. First up, Attorney General's Office investigating suspicious death in Manchester. No danger to the public, officials say. Shooting occurred on Brockton Street, officials say. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9. Tyler Dumont.
We do have breaking news tonight in the city of Manchester. The Attorney General's office has just confirmed it's investigating a suspicious death on Brockton Street. WMUR's Tyler Dumont is there now live with what we're learning. Tyler?
Well, Tom, the AG tells us at least one person is dead at the scene of this shooting on Brockton Street near Forest. Right now, about a dozen Manchester police officers are here investigating exactly what unfolded. Now, so far, we know that police officers responded here at 8:23 tonight for a report of gunshots. They have not yet released many details about what they found when they got here, including information about any victims or possible suspects. However, again, the AG has confirmed one person is dead, and they are considering that death suspicious. Police and the AG also say the shooting does not appear to be random, and they do not believe there is any further threat to the public at this time. Now, at this point, we also have not yet heard any word about a possible motive in regards to this shooting that is very well likely at the center of the investigation that is now underway here. We're live in Manchester. Tyler Dumont, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. And now let's take a look at your COVID-19 in New Hampshire, what you need to know. And here is that COVID-19, what you need to know in New Hampshire information. There are 1,211 number of people in New Hampshire who have tested positive for COVID-19. 648,788 number of people in the United States who have tested positive. 34 number of deaths from COVID-19 in New Hampshire. 187 number of people who have been hospitalized with COVID-19 in New Hampshire. In 30,920 number of deaths from COVID-19 in the United States. This map of New Hampshire right here shows cases of COVID-19 in New Hampshire in the towns and cities right in New Hampshire. Nashua, 111 cases of COVID-19. This graph here shows new cases each day in New Hampshire. In the purple, daily new positive COVID-19 cases. In the orange, new hospitalizations. And in the red are the deaths. And your common symptoms: fever, cough, and difficult breathing, how it spreads, and prevention tips. And now we're going to switch gears and let's go into national news. In national news, let's take a look at coronavirus updates around the world. China increases Wuhan death toll by 50%. Many U.S. cities have begun continuing probable death caused by COVID-19. More than 2.1 million people have been diagnosed with the novel coronavirus worldwide as the spread of the virus continues. The global coronavirus death toll stands at more than 145,000 people, according to data compiled by the Center for Systems Science and Engineering at Johns Hopkins University. The actual numbers are believed to be much higher due to a number of deaths in which a person is not tested for the virus. Many cities and states have begun continuing probable death caused by COVID-19, including New York City, the epicenter for the disease in the United States. The U.S. has more cases and deaths than any country in the world, with at least 671,425 diagnosed cases and at least 33,286 deaths. Just 24 hours prior to the death toll was 28,364. More than 56,000 people in the U.S. have recovered from COVID-19. Today's biggest developments. Illinois has its deadliest day yet. Wuhan death toll increases 50%. Michael Cohen released from prison early. Trump unveils long-awaited guidelines to reopen the U.S. Let's take a listen to that video from ABC News.
Good evening, and it's great to have you with us here on a Thursday night. President Trump just moments ago saying it is time for the next front in this war, were his words. It is time to open up America again, saying we have to do it, that Americans want to be open again, adding Americans can defeat any challenge, that we will carry our nation forward. President Trump offering new federal guidelines, allowing governors to take a phased opening, saying he has worked with the governors, Democrats and Republicans, that they have a good relationship. Dr. Deborah Birx will spell out the guidelines shortly. Among the first steps, governors will be expected to show a downward trajectory of cases within a 14-day period. The president says this will be a gradual process. Of course, he's certainly aware of the numbers. The death toll in the U.S. now topping 32,000. Here in New York, Governor Cuomo extending his stay-at-home order, a pause here in the state until at least May 15th now. Even with another 600 deaths here in New York, the hospitalization rate still dropping. The governor says he is very concerned a reopening of the state too soon would drive up the infection rate, saying increased testing right now is what's needed before we can get people back to work. New unemployment numbers out tonight. Another 5 million Americans filing for benefits, now 22 million losing their jobs in the last month. Families in need in long lines at food banks. This line right here in Dallas just today. The president said moments ago some states will open sooner than others, saying they are not facing the same situation, saying Americans will have to telework. Those who are sick must stay home. Americans will have to keep a safe distance. So how will this work as we all try to navigate this road ahead? ABC's Whit Johnson leading us off.
Tonight, President Trump unveiling long-awaited guidelines to reopen America, but making it clear the governors will call the shots.
We're opening up our country, and we have to do that. America wants to be open, and Americans want to be open.
The president's guidelines call for a phased approach. States would be able to move to phase 1 after they see a 2-week decline in the number of people with COVID symptoms and in the percentage of people testing positive for the virus. They would also need to implement a robust testing program for healthcare workers, including emergency antibody testing. Once a state can check those boxes, people would still be advised to maintain social distancing and avoid socializing in groups of more than 10. But businesses could look at ways to slowly return to work. If states are able to go 2 weeks without a rebound of COVID cases, they can move to phase 2, where you could see places like restaurants, movie theaters, and bars reopening with social distancing protocols.
One careful step at a time. And some states will be able to open up sooner than others. Some states are not in the kind of trouble that others are in.
The guidelines come as New York, Los Angeles, and Washington, D.C. extend their shutdowns until at least May 15th.
What happens after then, I don't know. No political decisions, no emotional decisions, data and science. We're talking about human lives here.
Here, the numbers are heading in the right direction, but slowly.
The bad news is 2,000 people walked into a hospital yesterday for the first time with the disease. And the worst news is 600 people died yesterday from the disease.
Doctors like Melanie Malloy in a relentless battle for weeks.
I have a great babysitter who helps me a lot, but sometimes it's a little bit hard.
She takes us inside the emergency department at Mount Sinai, Brooklyn.
Most of our beds are taken up by intubated patients, meaning patients who can't breathe on their own and who are on the ventilator.
Dr. Malloy telling me today she's encouraged that fewer patients are coming in, but says one of the most difficult parts of the job, treating her own colleagues who've fallen ill.
So I just needed to get out of the ED for a little bit. Sometimes you just got to step out for a second.
New York banding together with 6 other states to plan for reopening. Out west, California, Oregon, and Washington forging a similar alliance. And now a new coalition of 7 Midwestern states, including Ohio, where Governor Mike DeWine today announced a plan for some businesses to reopen on May 1st.
We must get people back to work.
Governor DeWine brandishing a mask his wife Fran made for him. He was one of the first governors to act on the COVID threat. Tonight, governors and health officials alike agree the key to the future is testing and tracking the contacts of people who are infected to prevent further spread.
I work for Salt Lake County Health Department.
Salt Lake City says its team of 130 tracers has successfully tracked 85% of the cases in the community.
What date did you start to feel like you had some kind of symptoms?
Massachusetts unveiling its own ambitious plans to hire 1,000 people for contact tracing. But some unwilling to wait. Protests erupting from Minnesota to Oklahoma to Michigan in defiance of social distancing guidelines.
The sad irony here is that the protest was that they don't like being in this stay-home order, and they may have just created a need to lengthen it.
There's going to be so many different calls across this country as governors have to look at their own conditions in their own states. With Johnson back with us tonight, and I wanted to get back to what the president said just as we came on the air tonight. He called it the next front in this war, opening up America again, and he called it a science-based reopening, and made a point of saying some states will open sooner than ever.
And David, once again, President Trump is focused on our borders, saying, quote, we must be extra vigilant in blocking the foreign entry of the virus, adding that border control, travel restrictions, and other limitations are more important than ever. He also pointed to the data, saying that 30% of the counties in this country have reported no new cases of coronavirus in the last 7 days. David?
All right, Whit Johnson leading us off on the news tonight from the president. Whit, thanks.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. And we're going to switch gears now. Let's go into business news. In business news, stocks are set to rally on hope for an effective coronavirus treatment. Dow futures rise 700 points. U.S. stock features surge after a report of a Gilead science drug showed some effectiveness in treating the coronavirus, giving investors some hope there could be a treatment solution that helps the country reopen faster from the widespread shutdowns that have plunged the economy into a recession. And we're going to switch gears now. Let's go into weather and traffic. Let's begin with the weather first. Your weather right now is sunny, 35 degrees. And your weather for today, sun and clouds, mixed, high 48 degrees, winds west at 10 to 20 miles per hour. And now let's go into your traffic. Let's take a look at traffic now.
Happy Friday morning, everyone. I'm Riley King, and welcome to your morning traffic watch right here on the Riley King Network. Let's begin and take a look at your morning traffic map this morning. And here's a look at that morning traffic map for all of you this Friday morning. In Henniker, you're seeing smooth sailing. Hopkinton, smooth sailing with a little spot of medium pace traffic. Bow, Pembroke, Concord, all smooth sailing. Chichester, smooth sailing. Epsom, smooth sailing. Northwood, smooth sailing with a little spot of medium pace traffic. Lee, smooth sailing with a little spot of medium pace traffic. And Durham, smooth sailing with little spots of medium pace traffic. Rochester, smooth sailing with a little spot of medium pace traffic. Somersworth, smooth sailing. Dover, smooth sailing. And Portsmouth, all smooth sailing. Maine, all smooth sailing with a little spot of slow pace traffic. Rye, smooth sailing. Northampton, smooth sailing. Hampton, smooth sailing. Seabrook, smooth sailing. And to the border of Massachusetts. 101, all smooth sailing on 101. Great ride on 101. Hooksett and Manchester, all smooth sailing. Around the Manchester Airport, smooth sailing. Bedford, smooth sailing with some medium pace traffic. Amherst, smooth sailing with some. And Milford, smooth sailing with medium pace traffic. Merrimack, smooth sailing. Nashua, smooth sailing. Into the border of Massachusetts with construction as well. And Milford, Nashua, smooth sailing with some medium and slow pace traffic. Manchester, Derry, Windham, Salem into the border of Massachusetts, all smooth sailing. And that is a look at your morning traffic map this morning. Now let's take a look at your traffic cam this morning. Here's a look at your Route 101 traffic cam up in New Hampshire. And as you can see, a very quiet ride there. Only one car on the highway, as you can see there. And Route 101 traffic cam is provided by New Hampshire DOT. And that is it for this morning edition of your Morning Traffic Watch. Thank you for watching. Have a great rest of your day. I'll see you back here later on today for another Traffic Watch. Goodbye.
Okay, and there you go. And that is a look at weather and traffic. And we're going to switch gears now. Let's go into New Hampshire Life. In your New Hampshire Life segment this morning, Together from Home, Project Community. Let's take a listen to that video.
Well, unemployment is spiking, and so is the demand for food. From the New Hampshire Food Bank, all day WMUR and iHeartRadio are teaming up to help, thanks to some well-known musicians and celebrities.
Greg Kretschmar from Greg in the Morning Buzz will be joining Sean McDonald and myself for tonight's Project Community, New Hampshire Together from Home special. Good morning to you, Greg. We're going to see a ton of big names tonight, including Tom Bergeron, Adam Sandler, and Seth Meyers also joining to get the message out.
Yeah, I'm very excited. You know what I'm excited about? A couple of things, not just the celebrities, but just the feeling of community, that everybody is really jumping at the chance to be able to help. And that, to me, was kind of the reason behind the whole idea. We can help folks from our very own homes, and we could be entertained from some of our favorites from their living room. So I'm really excited about tonight. It's going to be special.
Greg, you also do the Lend a Helping Can, which is a huge promotion for the food bank. So this is clearly a cause near and dear to you.
Yeah, it'll be our 30th year doing Lend a Helping Can to help support not only the New Hampshire Food Bank, but other agencies as well, because I just kind of we all grew up in New England as we help our neighbors. And, you know, with the average day before a pandemic, the average person in New Hampshire, 1 out of 9, doesn't know where their next meal is coming from. 1 out of 9. And that's when things are going well. Imagine what that's like now with the unemployment rising to record heights and the donations are dropping for the New Hampshire Food Bank. So anything you, all of us can do together can make a big difference. And you can text right now on your phone. If you text NHUnity to the number 76278, you can make a donation to the New Hampshire Food Bank right now.
Awesome.
All right, Greg, thank you so much. And we're going to see you in our next half hour as well, and see you tonight as well.
Thanks, Greg. Well, you don't have to wait to help the New Hampshire Food Bank. You can visit nhfoodbank.org/community project to make a donation. And as Greg just said, you can text NHUnity to 76278 and choose how much you would like to contribute.
And we do hope that you're going to join Greg, Sean, and myself for Project Community, New Hampshire Together from Home. That's tonight at 7 o'clock, right here on WMUR.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Very cool. Sounds like a good show for tonight to watch on a Friday night. here is some sleeping health tips and lifestyle tips for you. How much sleep do teenagers need? Let's take a listen to that video from Good Morning America.
The average teenager needs 9 to 10 hours of sleep every night, and this is where I encourage parents to really lock down those sleep behaviors before those kids go off to college, because that can really throw a ringer in their sleep schedule. A lot of teenagers will, have a jam-packed day, come home, do their homework, and then be on their screens till all hours of the night. Not good for their health. It affects their academic performance, their mood, in some cases puberty and their hormonal development, and their immune system. So that is a very vulnerable age group where you want to make sure that they're getting not only good sleep, but the right amount of sleep in the right way.
Okay, there you go. Good tips there. And we're going to switch gears now. Let's go into entertainment news. In your entertainment news, Justin Timberlake responds to ex-Britney Spears dance tribute to him. Let's take a look at that video from Entertainment Tonight.
Looks like quarantine has Britney Spears thinking about her ex.
Let's go get our groove on, yo.
Yeah. Britney did just that on Instagram Wednesday, rocking out to Justin Timberlake's 2018 single, Filthy. In the caption, Britney wrote in part, "I know we had one of the world's biggest breakups 20 years ago, but hey, the man is a genius. Great song, JT. Technically, they broke up 18 years ago, but who's counting?
Oh, shut up.
Justin, of course, caught wind of the post and replied with 1 laughing with tears of joy emoji and 3 praise emojis.
It's always nice to kind of feel that energy.
The 38-year-old pop icon also joked in the post that the video was her version of Snapchat or TikTok or whatever the cool thing you're supposed to do these days. She even posted a follow-up video with the same song playing. And Britney's current boyfriend, Sam Asghari, didn't seem to mind Brit's shout-out to her ex. He commented on the post, calling her an inspiration.
It's really important just to spread joy, and be a happy person.
This isn't the first time Britney's shown JT love. In 2016, she gave him this shout-out.
Justin Timberlake is very good.
And they both say they'd be down for a Mickey Mouse Club reunion.
So in separate interviews, Christina and Britney said they would be down for a reunion. Would you ever be down?
Sure.
They would have to plan. I would definitely show up. I would go, definitely. It was probably one of the most special times in my life, was the Mickey Mouse Club.
Britney, if you're feeling nostalgic, we've got you covered. Starting out with that iconic double denim date night at the 2001 American Music Awards.
How do you do it day in and day out?
You know what? We have fun. We love what we're doing, so it doesn't even feel like work, seriously.
Yeah.
I love what I do, so that's what matters.
Yeah? And Justin, how?
Yeah, I agree. We're lucky individuals to get to do something that we love to do. Not many people can say that. So, you're not going to see us complaining. We're having a good time.
Let's go party. Yeah. Gonna party and dance tonight.
You guys looking forward to sort of kicking back, relaxing tonight, having a good time?
Oh, yeah.
We don't get to do it a lot, so it's definitely good for her because she's been, this whole week kicking the album. So
I'm gonna party hard, really hard.
She thinks I'm a funny ass dude.
He's funny sometimes.
Do you laugh at all of his jokes?
Most of the time I
She
do.
laughs
Most
at
of the
him
time.
because she's nice. She laughs.
Oh, he really is funny here.
I know you're in competition with these guys.
Yeah! Down.
Uh-oh.
Baby's going down.
Okay, and there you go. And now let's take a look at those celebrity birthdays for today and see which celebrities are celebrating a birthday today. And here's a look at those celebrity birthdays. And happy birthday to all of these celebrities. We hope they have a wonderful birthday and a wonderful day. And that's going to do it for this edition of Good Morning New Hampshire. Thank you for watching this edition of Good Morning New Hampshire. Have a great rest of your day, everyone. I'll see you back here next time for another edition of Good Morning New Hampshire. Goodbye.